Hello and welcome, listeners, to the Career Center Spotlight. I am your host, Douglas Phenix, the Career Center Coordinator here at Holy Names University. This podcast is all about bringing a spotlight to people who will share their personal journeys, insight, and career wealth and knowledge with you so you can get an understanding of the work they do and how they go about it. I really hope you enjoyed this episode, and let's get it going. We're all right. What's going on, Hawk Nation? I am here with a fellow HNU alum, Nick Simi, and he's going to give us some insight into the working world, post HNU life, and just all what life is after graduating. Welcome, Nick.
Thank you. Awesome to be here.
Well, really appreciative of you being here and reaching out. Like, that's definitely one of the things we're trying to do here at the Career Center is get out and reach out to our alumni people and just have them bring that wealth and knowledge back. So if you can give us just a little bit journey about how you got to HNU.
Yeah, so to start, Omar found me playing ball in a little town in Livermore, and that's how I got introduced to Holy Names.
Okay.
Omar ended up bringing me for a campus visit and instantly fell in love with that view, right? It's an awesome view.
Shout out to Coach Omar.
But I really liked the idea of having much more one-on-one attention in the classroom, the smaller knit community here at Holy Names, and being able to play ball did help a little bit.
Oh,
right?
okay.
So, but then I was a business major here, got my degree in business management,
Mm-hmm.
and I eventually found our post-grad internship at Northwestern Mutual.
Oh, okay.
My time at Holy Names was awesome. Want to definitely give back to the students and community here. So I thought getting reconnected with the Career Center was a great way to do that.
Awesome. So I have to ask, what position did you play?
I played shooting guard. Omar will tell you my job wasn't to dribble. It was to shoot the ball from behind the arc, So I was kind of a three-point specialist there, and just try to play my role.
So you were that like Carl Covert type kind of?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
You could say that. Yeah, my job was just catch the ball, shoot the ball. Right?
Okay. How's that jump shot nowadays? Is it?
It's like riding a bike, right? It never goes away. Probably not as fast as I was.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Okay, awesome. So tell us about like your time here, like being in MBA, business program. What made you choose business, and how was your time in the business program here?
Yeah, well, so how I got into business was my dad, I think, really shaped me there. He ran his own business, appraisal business, for a long time, and I just was always fascinated by commerce, money, things like that. So that's what kind of drove me to business, and then with all the concentrations, like what to go with. So I picked something general at first, and just got lucky. I ended up loving it. But that's kind of how I settled in the business realm there, and I found my core classes to be my favorite classes. Right, the actual business classes, and I really enjoyed accounting, believe it or not.
That's not for me, but.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed accounting, and certain teachers like professors like Domeyer, Dave, they really, and Stryker, of course, really helped keep the class in a nice order and good learning environment.
Mm-hmm.
So those classes really intrigued me, and math, right? So that kind of gets to how I got into my career. Is math was of interest too, mainly because I was good at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it was an awesome experience here, and I always found the teachers to be very helpful and readily available. Right?
Okay.
So emails were responded to very quickly. If I needed to hop into office hours, they were there, right? So I really enjoyed the in-classroom experience I had. As far as the sports experience, that was awesome too.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't hurt getting to go to Hawaii. Right? Every year.
I've heard about those trips. I'm trying to find my way down there.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, no, it was awesome. Basketball was my first love.
Okay.
Right? And so being able to play 4 more years was amazing. And it's an experience I would never trade for anything. But yeah, that's kind of my
your journey.
gist, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I know I talk with a lot of students, and that grind of, and I remember myself of being in school and everything, and trying to figure it out. What were some of the helpful tools outside of like office hours and meeting with professors and stuff that really helped you be a successful student? Did you start off a successful student? Like, is it something you had to like work more at once you did get to the college level? What was your process in that?
Yeah, so actually in high school things came fairly naturally,
Okay.
which was nice, but getting going to college, right, and having that next level of education and just demand and right accountability was kind of next level for me. So at the very beginning, yeah, first quarter I wouldn't say was my hottest quarter ever. We weren't in danger of anything, like under a 2.0 or anything. But, we were still, I was getting virtually 4.0s, right,
Yeah. Okay.
in high school, and coming into college, it was a reality check at first a little bit, right, and it humbled me a little, and I realized I needed to utilize resources like the tutors, right.
Okay.
The tutoring service goes very underutilized here at Holy Names, at least when I was here, and so I wanted to make sure I was in with the tutors. Also, having teammates really helped who were in similar classes.
Okay.
So we'd get together and study and do those kind of things. And what I will say, too, is if I didn't eat well throughout my time, I know I kind of had to because I was an athlete, but if I didn't take care of my body and sleep enough, I noticed I was not at my optimum level, right? So
People underestimate that sleep. That sleep is valuable.
Oh yeah. So making sure that you get enough sleep in college is crucial. I know we want to have our fun too and everything, but super important to take care of yourself. Yeah.
Okay, and then the tutoring services, and I'm glad I remember myself using tutoring services to like really, I struggled with math, so it was a really thing of like, okay, somebody's really good at it, I'm going to partner with them, work with them, and do all of that stuff. Did anybody encourage you to do that, or did you just seek that out yourself?
Yeah, I actually got some encouragement from one of my classmates who was a tutor. Right?
Oh, okay.
So, luckily, so science was my subject that I was just like, I can't quite, I can't get over that hump quite yet. And so the tutor would come in and do a session here or there when we had more of like a general study session in our class. So they'd come in and help us, and I was like, I need to start seeing you outside of here, right? They kind of approached me and be like, hey, we should do a one-on-one, right? And so that's kind of how I got into that. And first I was, a little just nervous because I know the big fear for a lot of people is, they're on a higher level than me. They're going to judge me because I'm on this lower level. And it's like, no, that's their job, right? Their job is to help you and help you figure that out. So yeah, that was really crucial to my academic success here at Holy Names.
No, that's great and everything, and I'm sure a lot of those skills you have learned here has helped you transition into the working world and everything. So let's try to look at your senior year, and don't have to go through the whole thing, but what was that like? Did that senioritis kick in? And then what did you start doing? And when did you start prepping yourself, if it wasn't senior year? Hopefully it wasn't, but for like looking forward to your career and steps after graduation.
Yeah. So being a basketball player, my time to really look into things like internships and all that was in the summers. So kind of started sophomore year. I didn't actually act upon any major internships at that time, but I started building that relationship. And I got connected with the managing director at Northwestern Mutual, and we were just kind of at first it was a friendly relationship where I got to know the company a little better and him a little better. And then the following summer, junior year, is when I took kind of the next step.
And was that just research you did on your own and you were interested and found them, or? So
it was a combination of, I had seen them before at like my high school career fairs and things like that. And again, that's due to the internship being so awesome, right? You can do it as early as sophomore year, so they're already kind of looking at people late in high school, and so I went ahead and applied. I did my research on the company first. That was super important. I wanted to make sure that I aligned myself with the company that was going to be reputable and have a solid, books, right, and
Yeah.
solid foundation. So that was really important to me. So once I kind of did my fact checking on that side, I did my due diligence to make sure I got an interview.
Okay.
Because something that a lot of people think is we just kind of submit the resume and they're going to call me at some point. And that's not really how it works, right, as we know. So I made sure to follow up on about every other day until they gave me a call back. I wanted to make sure they knew I was looking at it, right, and I was interested. They brought me in for an interview, and about 3 weeks later, I went ahead and went on with the internship.
Okay.
So it's super important to be proactive in reaching out, and if you really want to be a part of a certain firm or be a part of a certain just in life, right, group in general, right, you got to put your legwork in to get there, right? You can't rely on anyone else to just hand it your way, right? So I think that mentality and that mindset was super important when going out and looking at careers.
Okay.
Right?
And then so you got it your junior year, and then did you continue it into your senior?
Continued it into my senior.
Okay.
I was lucky in the sense that I fell in love with one of the first opportunities I took, and I don't expect that to be the case, right? Every time, but what I would say is, especially internships are a great way to try something out, right? Without the obligation of having to worry about being there forever. Right?
Exactly.
Like that. So it's really nice to take an internship, and if you get paid, great, right? But that's not what an internship is about. An internship is about that experience, right, that you're gathering, that resume builder, and just making sure that you're getting a taste of the real world out there, right? So that's what really attracted me, and now I love what I do, right? And that's how I'm here today.
Okay. And then so how was the transition for you then, like once you graduated and then like went into it, then they offered you a full-time position, or how did that go?
Yeah, so I was an intern, and I was an intern for about, in total 6 months, right, 2 summers. But what happens is if you, in our world, if you run your business the way it's supposed to, they'll offer you, a full-time position. And that's what happened there. I was able to grow my business in a really effective way early on. And I would say a lot of the way I think about my business goes back to playing basketball here.
Okay.
Right? So there are those days where we would, get on the line, and Omar would blow the whistle, and we'd be running all day. And it was in those moments where you go like, hey, life isn't always about doing the things that are easy, right? All the time.
Correct. Yeah.
It's not about it's about going through the struggle, right, and how you feel on the other side. So it's the lessons you learn in college, right, that help mold how you're going to be in the future, in your future career, in your future life. So it's super important to take the lessons you learn in college and use them over time.
And that's great. Like, I'm glad you brought that point up, because I'm always trying to stress the students and teach them about the transferable skills in the things that you're doing right now and how that will transition to stuff in your normal life once you're done with school. You won't be in a college setting all the time.
Right.
What are, like you just talked about, running those gassers and stuff with Coach Omar and everything. Yeah. What are some other skills you saw that now you can look back at your time at HNU that are very vital, like transferable skills that you use now in today?
Yeah, so the biggest one is just critical thinking skills, right? And it's important to remember, even in those classes where you're not, maybe it's not your favorite subject, or you might not be doing the best at, and so you're kind of discouraged about it. The way you overcome those situations, that's how you're going to overcome them later, right? So we have to remember that we would love to take all classes in our core, right? Just have the nicest, most interesting schedule in the world, but we need to also learn about other things. So, and then, of course, your social skills that you learn in college are huge. Being able to speak and be be able to articulate your ideas within interviews, within public engagements, right? You need to be able to communicate with all people from all walks of life. Yeah. So it's really important that, and I think Holy Names does a great job of being very diverse. So, I learned to communicate with any person from a person from any walk of life here, right? You got people from all different backgrounds here, and it's just awesome to see the camaraderie, right, at Holy Names, and the way that people can all get along and interact, right?
Yeah, no, that's one of the great things about this campus.
Yeah.
And so you're with Northwestern Mutual, and then so tell students, those who will listen to this, faculty and staff, about your role at Northwestern and what you're hoping to do, reaching back to Holy Names as an alumni.
Yeah, so I'm a financial advisor there, and what that means is I help people with their overall financial plan, anything from investments, insurance, retirement, college planning, all that good stuff. And really my job is to make it as simple and educational as possible. And really I just want to push the importance of financial literacy out there in the world. Is obviously it's not taught in like high school or anything. So just basic things like budgeting, make sure we're saving, right?
Yeah.
Emergency, stuff like that. So all those things are important, and I just want to spread that knowledge as best as possible. I am also looking to help bring onto my firm a few good people that maybe are looking for an internship. They might be open to a career in the financial world, and I'd love to talk more to whoever might be interested in that. And then of course I'm here to help just answer any questions, anyone who might want to inquire about their own stuff. More than happy to have any conversations there. But just want to be able to give back to the HNU community here and share my knowledge that I've been able to learn over my internship and now my almost 4-year career there. So.
Okay, awesome. No, again, I really appreciate you reaching out, and it was you who reached out via Josh Hammer, knowing him, and then sending me a LinkedIn invite and everything to connect. So I really appreciate that and the work that you're doing and the work that you have done. So as far as like internships, what would those internships look like for students so they can get an idea of that?
Yeah. So the great part is our internship consists of basically you get to run your own practice as well with the help of a mentor. So you'd have a senior mentor there to kind of guide you along the way, but you're really building a business, building a financial services client base, right? So, it's all about the relationship in our world. It's important to build those relationships with clients over time. So you really get to learn those skills and how to communicate with people and how to just, work hard. And I think, it's a really good opportunity. We are a top 5 internship program in the nation. So it's a really good opportunity if you're looking, at financial services at all. And even if you're not, right? You get a taste of what it's what it's like to run a business. And I think that's really cool.
So also for those people interested in the business world, but also interested in entrepreneurship and developing that is very vital. And is that I think you touched on it earlier, but it's a 6-month internship or?
So we have different time frames for if you're undergrad or post-grad. It just depends, but typically a summer kind of commitment would be the minimum there. And then, if the ones that enjoy it and are successful typically can continue on a part-time basis through school if they still want to earn some money. And that's the other, I guess, thing I should
the caveat,
mention,
yes, do mention the money.
Yes, it is a paid internship. But again, you have to be building your business. But yeah, it is a paid internship, so I guess we should throw that out there.
Yes,
right?
yes. It's, for those of you who are listening and interested, it is paid for. No, great. And so, and you talked about like being sociable and connecting with people, and you were sharing with me earlier about the book that you wrote. I would love for you to share about that.
Yeah, so I was able to help contribute to a book by Dr. Patricia Perez. Feel free to add me on LinkedIn. Anyone listening, Nick Simi, and the link is there in the at the bottom of my page. But really, what it's about is it's a collection of stories of 10 individuals with Latino backgrounds, and it's our journey through school, through college, through kind of the next step in life, and really we just want people to think bigger overall, especially those underprivileged, and not as fortunate. We want to make sure they remember they can really be whatever they want and become whatever they want. Obviously, I'm really excited to be a part of the project. Give it a read if that's something that sounds interesting to you.
No, that's super great, and hopefully we can share that with the HNU community, support one of our fellow Hawks and everything. All right, Nick. So as we get ready to wrap this up, again, I really do appreciate you coming out today and coming to the campus. You haven't been here in a while, right?
I pop in here and there, but yeah, it's been a good amount of time since last time
I
was here. Yeah.
Well, glad to have you back and have your energy and everything, and really look forward to working together. Yeah. So at this point of the show, of the podcast, I'd like to ask just 3 random questions just to get your take on things. So our first one is, what is your favorite show or movie about a workplace?
Wow, show or movie about a workplace. I mean, it's got to be The Office, right?
The Office is the one.
Hilarious. Yep.
I don't know how many times I've watched that show. It's always a classic.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then next one is, what has been the most challenging position you've had, like as far as experience and paid, unpaid, whatever, just most challenging?
I'll tell you. In high school, my first job was cashier at KFC. You would be surprised how. So I'm from Livermore, right?
Oh, yeah.
And we at the time just one KFC in the whole town. So we were the KFC, and the place would be packed. And during rush hour, I'd be running around like a chicken with my head cut off. No pun intended. But yeah,
I'm glad they didn't cook you.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. If you haven't ever worked in the food or retail industry, and you get a chance to, when you're young, do it. You will appreciate the heck out of the people that work there. So after that, yeah, that was probably the most challenging job I've ever had.
KFC, yeah. Oh man, that's rough. Yeah. And then the final one, just finished the statement. When I was 21, I was.
Oh man, I was here at HNU playing ball, getting my degree. Nothing too exciting. I was honestly, I was probably having my first beer, something like that. Don't tell them. But it was the off season. I wish I lived an exciting life at that time, but it was during my birthday's during school year.
Okay.
Right, so when I turned 21 initially, I think at the time I actually had just rolled my ankle pretty bad in one of our off-season workouts, if I'm not mistaken.
No.
And so, 21 took on a little different meaning for me that day, or that actual day. But after that, just playing ball, getting my degree, man. It was a good time, though.
All right. So thank you for that, Nick. Thank you again. If somebody is interested, they can come to the Career Center, and I can share Nick's information with you. But if they wanted to contact you directly, how could they do that? I know you said LinkedIn.
Yeah, LinkedIn is awesome. And, of course, phone call or email. My office line is 925-296-5401. You usually catch me there before noonish, and then an email as well at nick.simi, SIMI, at N as in Nancy, M as in Mary.com.
What another great episode. A lot of insight, a lot of great takeaways, but I want to hear from you. What did you take away from this? What resonated with you and, maybe tugged at your heart to call for a plan of action and something that you can apply in your life now or sometime in the near future? So make sure you go ahead and leave that comment. Let us know what's going down. What did you take away from this? Or if you just want to give us a shout out and be like, hey, you're doing a great job. Love to hear all of that feedback. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button. Also subscribe and hit that notification button so you can get updates about all the new great episodes. So this has been another episode of the Career Center Spotlight with Douglas Phenix. Until next time, keep soaring, y'all.